Welcome to the Speaker Attraction Method 5-day challenge bonus training. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Before we get started, I just want to share with you the Speaking for Profit roadmap of success so you can see a little bit of how we support our clients with being able to take their speaking and consulting businesses to the next level. So here Thank you so much for watching that. I hope you're able to see the way that we are able to support our clients with success. So today we are actually going to be talking about how to price your offer. And I'm actually going to do a shameless plug. We have a training inside of our Facebook group called the Money Back Prophecy training. And that's actually linked in the comments of this video if you want to check it out. And that is a training really where we support people to start thinking about their pricing. So I am going to do just a brief conversation about this. We don't have any slides for this. This is just more of a conversation. If you're listening now, just put hashtag live in the comments. And if you're listening in the near and dear future, put hashtag replay. So when we think about pricing as a speaker and a consultant, the first thing that I always have all of my clients and students start with is the money back prophecy. And the money back prophecy really is a physical representation of what type of money you want to make within the next 12 months. And when we're talking about our money back prophecy, it's very important for us to know where we're going, right? So within that activity, we ask you questions like, where are you at now financially and where do you want to be? And what we have you do is almost create somewhat of a vision board of where you hope your life will be with the money you're going to bring in from your speaking and consulting business. So when I did this a couple of years ago, my money back prophecy was really anchored in being able to make $500,000 throughout the year. Now, what I want you to know about this is that your money back prophecy is very similar to your thoughts around your business standards, which means that you're going to have a goal, but if you don't meet that goal, it's okay. Goals really just drive us to be consistent and to go for the results. So the first year I put my money back prophecy out there, I did not hit that $500,000, but I definitely made a lot more money and I got to see a lot more freedom in my life. So for me, when I think about pricing and offers and money, it's not necessarily about a dollar amount. It's really about aspiration and setting up systems in your business so that you're consistently making money. And what I love about speaking and consulting is that this is a business that you really want to think about in multiple forms. You don't want to just think to yourself, I can make money one way by going to speak at an organization and getting paid one time. What we really are trying to grasp for you is that this is a business where you can have multiple streams of income. If you're a person who wants multiple streams of income, just put the word multiple streams in the comments, right? We want multiple streams of cash flow in our business. So what are the ways that we can make money within a speaking business? One, we can go in and speak live and train people and have conversations. Two, we can record ourselves, similar to what I've done this week with this amazing 5-day challenge. We can record content and then repurpose it and sell it again to organizations and people who might need the same support, right? So that's another way. Third way is through merchandise, right? So oftentimes I will go into spaces and I will have my book, or I'll have mugs, or I'll have t-shirts, different ways that people can support me and support my brand, right? So that's the third way. And the fourth and final way that we can make money as speakers and consultants, right, is really anchored in this idea around digital products, right? Creating courses or creating master classes or creating digital educational items like worksheets, templates, different ways that people can engage with our idea on a lower ticket way, right? So maybe they're only paying anywhere between $15 to $20 for this item, but it gives us the opportunity to really be able to support people on that level and make some extra money while we do it. So a lot of you ask me, how do I price my speaking opportunities? And I wanted to talk about that first, right? Really this concept around the money back prophecy and multiple streams of income, because that's really where I go first before I think about pricing. My pricing is based off of how much money do I need to make in the next year or in the next quarter or in the next month, whatever goal you may have financially and how you set up your budget, and really based on a bottom and low system. So I know for myself as a speaker, in order for me to really make the money I need, and when I think about an hour of my time, that means that I need to charge nothing lower than $3,000 for my amount of time, which is anywhere between, I would say, 90 minutes to maybe even 2.5 to 3 hours that I'm spending with the organization. That's the bottom for me. I'm not going lower than $3,000, right? That's something that I've set as a precedent for my business. When it comes to Speaking for Profit University, we ask that our students don't go lower than $2,000, right? Because we are hoping to build high paid speaking businesses. For you, it might be something that's very different depending on where you live in the world and how much money you not only need to just survive, but the money that you need to thrive. We want to be able to thrive in our businesses so that we can create businesses that have ease, but also so that we can over deliver for our clients, pay our clients, our listeners, our students, whoever we're serving within whatever capacity. And the reason that I say that is that when you are giving from an overflowing cup, you're really going to be able to over deliver, right? So it's important that you don't just have a standard price that you stick to at all times. What I've been telling many of my clients and my students are that we're in a form of economic inflation right now. The price of everything has went up. And I know that you all are currently watching this video in the here and now and probably like, yes, Evolve, I know what you're talking about. I mean, I'm in Los Angeles right now for business, doing this challenge, but also meeting with friends, family, and loved ones. And gas has went up almost 50 or 60 cents since I've got here, and I've only been here a few days, right? So as the price of goods and services goes up, the price of our goods and services should go up as well. And we need to actually think about that. As the world starts to open up more, businesses start to access to come more in person, we have to start looking at what is the price of fuel? What is the price of flights? Are hotels more higher because of COVID safety? All these things we need to put into mind when we're thinking about the equation around our price. So I want you all to know, when I'm talking about my low of $3,000, that low is really connected to me showing up in my bedroom or on a trip in an Airbnb, wherever I may be in the world, going live virtually and holding a space. $3,000 is the flat rate for me doing that. Now, when it comes to me going into an organization and speaking and maybe flying me out or me having to pay for a hotel or whatever it may be, then I'm going to always add on some more. And what I usually do is I look at how much it's costing me to get there. I don't just pick some random price of like, oh, $2,000 to travel. No, because $2,000 to travel that many organizations might be willing to give you might be have you staying in some shabby hotel or somewhere that you really are not comfortable with, bed bugs and all that other stuff. So I also know that when I travel in luxury. I most of the time want to travel in business class. I want to travel and I want to live and stay in a space that's very clean and very nice. So I'm going to add that to the pricing when I'm thinking about my offer. When it comes to my high, how high can you pay me? I don't have a limit on that, right? And I've been paid anywhere between 15,000, 20,000, in one case even $35,000. I actually went to an organization and spoke several times throughout the year to be able to support organizations around the globe, right? My high doesn't have a limit. And no one's high has a limit. And when we think about our clients and our students at Speaking for Profit University, we have people who have charged as low as $500 and people who have charged as high as $80,000 for sometimes a 12-week series, right? So pricing really is personal. It really depends on one, your money back prophecy, right? What is your goal and what is your financial goal for 12 months? And the reason we break this into 12 months is it's just a lot more attainable. It's a lot more attainable for you to think the 12 months that you're living in than like 3 to 5 years, but it's also great to have those goals at other times, right? So maybe for your goal, you want to buy a house in the next 3 years, and you know that you need at least $30,000 to $40,000 saved. Maybe you look at that and say, okay, every year that means I need to make an extra $10,000 to $15,000, and that's how I'm going to look at my speaking business. So you also want to think about capacity, right? Because we're not just trying to build profitable speaking business and consulting business. We're trying to build things that have capacity for us to really be able to learn, grow, and be sustainable. So I always ask my clients, how many times do you want to speak and consult within a week or a month? Because if you tell me, Evolve, I want to make an extra $10,000 a month, but I only want to speak one time, then we already know what your price is. Your price is $10,000, right? You can't go lower than $10,000 in order to meet your goal. But if you say that you have capacity to speak 2 or 3 or 4 times, then maybe we can look at two, three, $4,000 in order to hit your goal, right? So it's very personal. It's very much attached to your own financial goals, but you have to have standards. So always think to yourself when you're thinking about what is my offer price? How low am I willing to go in order to make sure that I'm still meeting my financial goals and also my personal goals? And then who are the people I need to talk to that can actually pay me this money? Because a lot of times we have pricing and then we ask the wrong people for the budget. A great example of that is that currently have a podcast, right? I have a podcast called Speaking for Profit, and I have a podcast called Boy Meets Wellness. Go check it out. It's on everywhere, Apple Podcasts, everywhere around the world. And sometimes people will ask me to pay them to be on my podcast. My podcast is not a paid event, and most podcasts are not going to pay you to be there. That's not the right venue to ask for those prices. Organizations, entrepreneur groups, different places where they have the capacity to pay you, that's where you want to ask them. So don't get so caught up in your price where you ask the wrong person to leverage the wrong resource. When it comes to podcasting or doing free events, those events are still great because they might give you the exposure or they might give you even an asset that you can use later on. So, for example, if you go on a podcast and you do it for free, you can use that asset as a way to bring someone in to pay you to speak. When you're reaching out to people who say and saying, hey, I would love to come and speak at your organization about this topic and I saw this problem, then you can use that podcast as an asset, right? And use the recording to be able to do that work. So podcasts and doing free game. Hey, cuz, welcome to the space. I see Angie's here saying multiple streams. I appreciate y'all being here. Having a podcast and going on it is great, but it's a different strategy, right? So don't feel that you need to charge the wrong person the wrong amount, right? Go out there and actually charge organizations and people who have the bag that you can be able to secure. So in the comments of this video, you will see that there is the money bag prophecy training. I would suggest that you get in our free Facebook group and go over there and commit to doing that training and figure out what your money bag prophecy is. Once you figure out your money bag prophecy, share it within our Facebook group, the Wealthy Digital and Consultant Society. Share it so that we can see it, and I'll give you some feedback on it. And from that, that's really where you can figure out and start to figure out your pricing. So when you're going into a space, you're able to negotiate. Two things I want to tell you before I head out. One, if you are going to price this thing, right, at a certain price, keep your price as a standard. Don't drop your price for people because you get scared. Be prepared to get in a negotiation room and really have conversation. And two, just realize that you can always go up in your price, right? You can always go up most of the time. So don't be like, oh, I'm going to take something for $1,500, but I really wanted $2,000. That's fine. You can do it when you secure the next bag. We always want to start high when it comes to negotiation, though. So let's say that your standard price is $1,500. What you're going to go in and ask an organization for is $3,000. We always ask them for double. Shouts out to Nipsey Hussle, double up, right? We always ask them for double because we want to be strong in our negotiation. If they pay us 3,000, then we made the money a little bit quicker. And usually organizations aren't going to ask you to go lower than what half your price is. So it saves you having to go through a lot of that battle. And then the other thing, I said it was only two, but something else came to mind. Never talk about pricing during the first discovery call or conversation. Really lead people over to that you're going to send them over a proposal, and include your pricing in a written proposal so that they can see the clarity of what they're getting from the offer. Oftentimes, if we just say a price to people without showing them what they're actually getting, that is where sales resistance comes up. And a lot of people are like, well, why am I paying this much? And you oftentimes don't have time to explain all of that. So giving them a well-written proposal is the way that you're really going to secure the bag and be able to move forward in that conversation so that you can do that. So pricing is a topic that we explore a lot when it comes to Speaking for Profit, and that we explore a lot with our clients in Speaking for Profit University. And I'm excited that someone asked this question and I was able to do a brief training on that to give you that opportunity. If you want something that's more in depth, like I said, head over to the Wealthy Digital Consultant Speaker and Consultant Society, our Facebook group, tap in, and there's a training there. And I actually have a link to the training in the comments of this video to make it a little bit easier for you. So I am excited because my father and I, actually, before I got on this call, we went over and got some amazing fried fish. So I am happy. So the proposal has the price listed on it. Yes, Ange, thank you so much for that question. I really appreciate that. Ange asked a great question. Yes, the proposal will have your price on it. And Ange, you are so lucky because the you won the actual I don't know why words aren't coming to me right now, Ange. Yes, you won the Elite Speakers Bundle. And within that bundle, you have a master class that's called the 5-Figure Speaker Proposal. And that has our proposal template that we use within Speaking for Profit. I actually break down how to fill it in. It's a template that everyone has used to secure all of the bags that I've told you about. And within that, we usually have a tiered pricing system. So you'll learn more about that when you get that. And you can expect to get that email probably in the next 24 hours. I know that I wanted to get it all out to you all today, but my virtual assistant is working on it. So expect that you'll get it Sunday or early Monday morning. That gives you a great list of ways to put that proposal together. But yes, we're pricing ourselves on the proposal, not on the phone call, because sometimes people, like I said, people just don't have an understanding of it, and it's better for them to see it in written form. What will often happen after you submit a proposal is either people will say, I want option A, B, or C, because you're kind of giving them a menu, or they'll say, let's get on another call because they might want something that's a little bit more customized. Jamal says, yes, always secure the bag, but ask for double. That way you can cut it down the price that you really only expected to get. But if they pay you 3 times, you just made double your asking price. Exactly, Jamal. And you know what? Shouts out to my cousin Jamal. He is one of my motivations when it comes to being a negotiator. Jamal, I've learned so much from you in the power of negotiation and the power of the hustle. So yes, that is so true. We want to ask for more because we are trying to build businesses with ease, right? So if we ask for $5,000 and someone pays us that, then that means that we're in a good place, especially if we were only expecting to get 1,500. So it's just really helped me as a business owner. Also, as you go up in price, you get more confident. So you're willing to ask for more, right? And I'm gonna tell you all a quick story. And then what I was saying was that me and my dad went to go get some fish. So I'm about to go eat that fish because I am extremely hungry. But quick story before I go. My partner and I were in Dominican Republic, and she was actually going through a negotiation for a speaking contract that ended up being 80K for 12 weeks, the largest contract that most of my clients have gotten from Speaking for Profit University. And yes, my wife is one of my clients. She actually went through the beta group of Seeking for Profit. And when she first started with that negotiation, they started off at about $40,000, right? $40,000, and she moved it up to 80,000. And it was very interesting because this organization, they sent the proposal back. They were like, actually, we want more. Can you add more to this? Can you add more around this? Can you add more around that? And my partner started getting really nervous, like, are they going to accept me asking for more? And I said, we're going to ask for more because they're asking more of you. So when she was sending in the final proposal for the 80,000, she said, well, based on what I'm looking at, I could ask for 60, I think she said, or 50. And I said, well, why don't we ask for 80, right? Because just in case they say they can't do it, they'll maybe meet you at the 50 or 60. They met her at $80,000, right? So because she was willing to ask for a little bit more, she got way more than she was expecting. Literally started this negotiation at about $40,000. And this is for 12 weeks, good people. She's going to work with these people for 12 weeks, and she's making someone's full-time salary or someone's 2-year salary based off of the national average here in the United States. So this is very powerful. And this proposal template that we give to you all can be used, like I said, in that way because it's a tiered system and really gives organizations multiple ways that they're able to work with you. So Jamal and you will get that, and that's going to be great support. So I'm going to head out, but before I go, I wanted to give y'all a PS. PS for folks who are watching who weren't winners of our challenge. Just know that a gift is still for you. 24 hours. We have given you access, unlimited access, and some of you have signed up for the high paid speakers bundle, which is $200 off that. And also the Speaking for Profit Now 8-week program, which is $1,000 off of that. That is all in the comments of this video and it's been sent out to you in email. That code will run out at midnight tonight. So for folks who have hit me up like Evolve, I'm really thinking about it. Keep thinking about it. But if you think about it past midnight PST, the code will run out. So make sure you get in while you can. This is the lowest that we've ever given the program. We are feeling really giving, especially for everyone who showed up for the challenge and want to be able to still support folks. So make sure that you tap in and you get to that before midnight if you really want to be able to get those limited time discounts, right? Because it's not going to exist after midnight. And I know that some people do this thing around scarcity and they tell you that it's not going to exist and then it's still up. We are not that type of system. It is not going to exist past midnight. You will not see this type of discount again. So if you want to get in for that price, please do. We would love to be able to support you in building and growing your own profitable and sustainable speaking business. So I hope that this was a helpful talk for you. This is a short bonus training I wanted to do around pricing because I think that it's just a great question and a great thought. And I know that so many of you who are done with the challenge or currently completing the challenge might be thinking, okay, Evolve, this is great. I got a call that's booked in the next couple of days. What do I do when they ask me about pricing? So step one, when they ask you about pricing, take a deep breath and say, thank you so much for asking that question. What I would love to do is put together a proposal so that I can share with you some of the things I'm exploring and how I can support you. I'll send that proposal over to you in a couple of days. Is this the best email to send it over? Really lead that conversation. Don't talk about money on the call because oftentimes you need time to reflect on it and think about what you're going to charge. And you don't want to put your foot in your mouth, right? You don't want to sit back and not do your research on the organization, see how much budget they have, really think to yourself, how much capacity do you have for this training? What should you charge before you start giving them prices? So I hope that this supports you all. I hope that you all have an amazing Saturday. I'm not going to hold up much more of your time. It has been a great opportunity to do this challenge with you all. This was so much fun for me and I'm excited about it. Shouts out to all my people in the South. If you're in the Atlanta area and you're watching this video, just put a comment in the video and let me know. I'm going to actually be there next month next week actually doing some traveling and also exploring some of the houses there. So if you are in the Atlanta area and maybe you want to link up or maybe you want to tell me about your favorite food spot, just put that in the comments. I would love to connect and also just love to know more about that city and the ways that I can explore it. So I hope you all have a great Saturday again. And until next time, good people, peace.